the next patch has a lot of changes coming at us. Let's start with the nerfs because there's a lot more buffs than nerfs. I'll also try to speculate on what the changes are going to be. So they're nerfing ETC and they're highlighting the hero power. So I'm assuming the hero power is gonna go back to 4 and they're probably gonna give the hero a little bit more armor. I think they realized that discovering a body for free gold is just game breaking. I don't mind this change because ETC was just absurd. Then they're nerfing demons. They're nerfing Radio Star again. Okay, let's start with the demons. So Rewinder and the Malkazar. I can see one of them being bumped in Tavern tiers, and maybe one of them getting slightly bumped lower in attack. So they're probably gonna make this guy a free drop, and they're probably gonna make this guy, I don't know, a 4-1 or something. I would be surprised if they would make him a 4 drop. That could also be the case if they consider demons to be too good. I think they're gonna make Rylek a 4 drop, and I think that's gonna be a good nerf for the card. Maybe a 5? No, a 5 would be too much, right? What do you do to Radio Star though? Are you gonna make Radio Star a 1-1? I feel like the Radio Star nerf is unnecessary, but they're probably gonna make it a 1-1. Duel. So they can make Duel a 5 drop. They can make it like less stats, so like a 2-2. Or they can make Duo take 3 turns to activate. I think Duo is a very powerful card right now, so I can understand them nerfing it. We'll see what they choose, and I guess we can evaluate it a little bit better afterwards. And I'm assuming they're gonna nerf the stat line of the captain. I would not mess with the effect because the effect is what makes the card fun and powerful. Some of these nerfs are justified, but I'm worried it might be too much. But we also don't know the nerfs. Maybe it's like 1-1 in stat line, and then it's like whatever. Now, they're buffing Curator. I think the best way to buff Curator is give the Amalgam Divine Shield from the beginning. This is what I would do if I was a game designer. But I'm not a game designer, so I have no idea what they're gonna do. I think giving it Divine Shield would make it spicy. They're buffing Eternal Knight. Maybe to how it previously was. That's very interesting because Eternal Knight is already a very good undead card. So like, I just don't see the reason to buff it. It seems a bit odd. Like, I would have buffed Sister and like maybe other undead cards, but Eternal Knight seemed fine. Whatever. I see they're buffing a lot of undead, so maybe they're doing a AoE buff, or are they just buffing the stat line of everybody? They're buffing this, probably gonna make it a 2-2, I would assume. They're buffing this, maybe they're gonna make it a 3-3. They're buffing the Summoner, but I'm assuming the Summoner gets buffed just because the Knight gets buffed. Sister, they're probably gonna reward the nerf, or give her some stats. Silo Bones, probably gonna give him a bit more attack. Or maybe he's gonna get more buffed every single time you summon a minion. Interesting. They're buffing a lot of undeads. I think they're trying to make the tribe better. And I'm all for that. I think that's okay. Now, they are bringing back this. I'm assuming from this graphic, they're gonna take out this and bring this. I'm okay with that. Although the undead 5-5 was pretty fun in some situations, Ghoul was a really powerful undead card, and I'm happy to see him back. Now for mechs, they're changing Scraper. This is weird because without Scraper, mechs are garbage, but they probably don't like the fact that mechs are really good with Scraper and unplayable without Scraper. They want probably a more diverse situation. So I have no idea what effect they're gonna go for, but I'm assuming it's something vastly different since they're buffing the 6 drop, they're buffing the 5 drop. Maybe it's still gonna generate you magnetizations, but at a lower rate? I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. They are buffing Lightfang for like the first time since the game was released. We were speculating earlier today in my stream what the best buff for Lightfang would be. It's either like +3/+2, or +2/+3, or +3/+3 if they want to go really crazy, or they make it a 4 drop, or they give it stats. I don't think they're gonna make it an all type or stuff like that. That's too complex and unnecessary. So they either make it like a 5/5, or they make it buff more, or they make it the lower Tavern tier. Either way, I'm excited because I like Lightfang, and I think it's about time for it to be a better card. They're also buffing Quillboar. They're buffing the Prickly Piper. They're buffing the Bristleback. And they're buffing the Bongo. Kind of interesting because I would have said Quillboar are quite good. They're buffing the Hummingbird as well. And this Elemental guy. They're buffing the Trumpeteer. Even though I think they should have rather buffed the Elementals by making Nomi a 4-drop. I can take a Trumpeteer buff. I think that's also like an exciting card. I like the buffs. I think the buffs are great. I'm not super sold on all the nerfs. And I'm hoping some of them, or most of them, are just attack-based. They're also redesigning Arana. That's interesting. And there was another buff where they made Kalecgos a 412 again. I think they're going for some spicy power levels. And keep in mind, this is a pretty big patch, considering we are also going to get the mid-season update at some time pretty soon. So they're doing a big patch before the mid-season. This makes me believe that they want to like make all the tribes in the game be at a good power level. The one thing that surprises me, I haven't covered that they're also buffing the Murkai. It's good that they are because the card is kind of trashy. I would have liked to see a small Naga buff, maybe like a buff to Argozoa, maybe like a buff to Atisa, maybe a buff to like one of their support cards. I don't think Naga is that great, but maybe it's gonna still be okay if other better tribes get nerfed and other worse tribes get buffed. I think Naga can like float somewhere in the middle. I think this patch is coming on Thursday. And yeah, it's gonna be like a pretty fun patch. It seems like a lot of changes. I cannot wait to see like all the changes, but I'm happy that they're so willing to make big changes and buff things, nerf things. We'll see how it goes. I think it's gonna be fun.